Hey everybody, welcome back to This Old Trike. Today, we're going to switch out of this hat, put this hat on for my buddy Daniel P. Morris, who sent it to me. He runs Southern Offroad on Instagram, and he's got a small line of merch, but we're going to be making some room to bring in, oh, there's a banner. We're going to make some room to bring in my 85 200X. Which my daughter has named Lance. Now, if you remember, I think it was 2 winters ago, my friend Midnight Mike McCullough, picked up and delivered this 200X, which is super low hour, very, very, very nice condition. Dare I say, mint, but not fully all OEM. So, some stuff. Handle grips. You guys are going to say stuff about the handle grips, but the carburetor needs to be rebuilt. I have a rebuild kit from Mr. Curdy Eldridge, 223 cycles that we're going to be putting into this carburetor, but just been waiting for the moment to bring it in the shop, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to clear out some room, put it where that 350X is, and then we'll get to work. Here we go. Okay, so we have moved some things around, got the 200X here in the shop. Now, as I mentioned, my daughter has named this one Lance. This came from the Pittsburgh, PA area. The guy reached out to me on Instagram and we did a deal. I got my 86 Fat Cat with this and a 1975 US 90. You can see the tires have very minimal use. You can still see the X's sort of here, definitely here. Just starting to fade away on that one tread over. But pretty low hour, like no case wear, little scratch there. But carburetor is leaking, so we got the fuel off because it's just going to overflow onto the floor. Tank is clean inside. We've probably just got a sticking needle valve, but when we get into that, I'm sure the seals are going to be dried out, flattened out, so we'll put a whole new kit in it. This has a Bassani exhaust on it, rare Bassani. You can't say Bassani without saying rare Bassani. So I'm going to pull the fenders, I'm going to pull the tank, I'm going to pull the carb, and we'll get after it. Here we go. Huh. You know what? I had pulled the tank mounts because I was starting down this road before, but I didn't have a kit for it. So I got to find these wherever they ended up. And it's going to make my tank easy to pull, though. Really don't know what I did with those bolts. I know they are around. So in these, the carburetor is offset. As you can tell, it doesn't come in the center of the head. So gonna do him and these 10 millimeters, and I should be able to pull that out. Here we go. Okay. We all know you use a JIS screwdriver. This one came from Mr. Curdy Eldridge at 223 cycles. Now let's keep in mind, this is oriented straight up. So when we put this back, we're going to put it in that same orientation. We're going to come down here and get these 10 millimeters. A little tricky to get into on this side. Okay. The one-handed mechanic. Drip a little gas on the case there. Oh yeah, look at it shine up. It's just a little cold. It's a little condensation on it. All right, something else to be mindful of. All your tube routing. So your one vent is going down there, just behind the motor. Your drain goes down through that little hoop. I think that's the only thing we got to worry about. We got to pull the slide when we get this out. Let's do it. I don't want to pull this off. I've never actually had one of these apart, so I don't know what is normal. Maybe I'll put this nut on temporarily, just finger tight, so it'll keep the carb from moving up on those threads while I try to pull this off. Had to pull that off. We're learning together. What's the best way to get this out? If you know the secret and you're watching me, you're probably screaming right now. Which way do you come out, guy? Tell me your ways. Seems like you want to slide this way. Yeah. Let's try that. I'm trying not to mar any paint. What in the world? Who does this, Honda? Well, this is funny. It's got to slide right out easy somehow. Wow. Never would have thought this. This is crazy. How do you come out? Surely I don't have to pull the exhaust.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Or maybe if it was a stock exhaust, it would slide out. I'm gonna drain the bowl. What is the secret? Gonna make me get the book out with my dirty fingers. Engine, you see it? Fuel system 4. Carburetor removal. Fuel system. Okay. Carburetor removal for dummies. Carburetor removal. Remove the seat and rear fender. Check. Turn the fuel valve off. It already was. Loosen the carburetor drain spool and drain the carburetor. Well, I just did that. Remove the fuel tank. Remove the carburetor top. Loosen the connecting tube band. What are we calling the carburetor top? Oh, the slide. Okay. Did that. Remove the attaching nuts. Remove the carburetor. Oh, just easy peasy. You make it sound so simple. That's some bull right there. Is there that much clearance? Like, is that header pipe that much more restricting? Let's see. I'm able to just walk right out here. That's not stock. All right over here. Let's look. This is 84. No. That's not any better. That's not any better. How the heck do you get it out? How the heck do you get it out? I've had to phone a friend. I just sent some messages to Curdy. And I said, how the heck does this thing come out? Because I've got this one cable here, right? And it has to kind of be here because it's... the hoops on the frame are welded at each side, so they're not coming out. What is the deal? You shouldn't have to pull a bunch of things. Watch it just slide right out. So it was this way the whole time, you dummy. Wants to. Oh, jeez. You know, all right, let's just say what everybody's thinking. Sometimes you just got to step away and come back. So that came out like this. So that's got to go butt end first and then rotate up. Okay. Let's get this on the bench. Okay. JIS screwdriver. Possibly this is the first time this carburetor's ever been apart. Gas dripping out. So I think this is not the first time this carburetor's been apart, because there's evidence of varnish in there, and there's evidence of some wire wheeling. So I think this was cleaned up mechanically by a previous owner, but I could be wrong. But we need to get the float out. I'm just grabbing what's available to push this pin through. So we pull the pin, pull the float. This is our needle valve. It feels supple, but I've played this game before where I haven't swapped one of those out because it felt supple, and I wished I had. But also I want to get in here into that brass fitting with some steel wool and polish it up a little bit. So I just take some steel wool. I wrap it on a drill bit. Kind of make a metal Q-tip almost. I'm not trying to push the drill bit into the brass by any means. But this is the part of the carburetor that controls gas flowing down into your bowl. So if your carburetor just gas flows and flows and flows out of it, your little rubber tip on your needle valve isn't seating sufficiently in this brass hole. So you see that's kind of taking the shape of the brass. I'm just going to move it around to get it a fresh bite. You can take a little compound in there to polish it up too. It looks nice and shiny. Okay. So we're going to take this kit I've got. So this is a 200E, ES, and M kit. Turns out I don't have a first gen 200X kit like I thought I did. So I'm going to steal the needle valve out of this one. Where's the needle valve out of this one? Right there. Is it the same? It looks to be the same. Okay. So the way this goes back in, you slide it in that little holder. You feed it down in there. You slide your little hinge pin back through. Now when this ran, it ran great, so I'm not even going to worry about the jets. The bowl gasket is the same. I'm going to pull this one out. It's all dried out and hard. Yeah, the odds of that sealing back up once we disturbed it are slim. It'll take a little time just to make sure all that old gasket material is out. Because the last thing you want to do is go through all this work and put it back on. It starts leaking gas all over your floor. Take that steel wool. Okay. New bowl gasket. Just making sure everything's seating up right. And I believe it is. Put our 3 bolts in. So this carburetor was running just fine. I took the machine for multiple rides, but I kept having to shut the gas off because it kept wanting to just drain the tank. So that's why I only am replacing that one valve. Plus, I don't have the correct kit. I'm just going to quick inspect this. So look at this. This rubber O-ring is all smushed and deformed. Okay. All right. Let's get her back on the machine. And I think the way I did it was like this. Be mindful of our tubes as we go in. I thought it was like this, right? Wasn't it? I was sitting on the tire. It just fit through. Was it on its side? It was. Aha! Gotta rotate it. Okay. Put our slide in, making sure the tapered side faces the adjustment. There it is. Okay, air boot. Okay, that snaps back in there. I put a new air filter on this back in the summer. Still looks good. I think we're ready to put a tank on it and see if she'll fire up. Well, see if she'll hold gas in the carburetor, we'll say that. Let's go. I did locate these. I did bag them, so I had half a brain when I did that. But before I put everything back together, let's put the gas line on and confirm we did what we set out to do. So the gas is filling the bowl of the carburetor now. And what we don't want to see is any gas dripping there. So if after a couple seconds, maybe another 10 seconds, we don't see anything, we can probably feel good that we did our job well. Son of a biscuit. Why? That's a problem. I see it dripping. Something else is going on. Hold on, hold the phone here. Okay, it was definitely coming out the overflow. We're gonna do this trick, right? Before we totally say we did it wrong. We're gonna do that. Then we're gonna do this. And now we're going to see if we might have helped the needle valve seat. Huh. Still leaking. How disappointing, huh? Right? Okay, so I just redid what I did before, because that's always fun. And now we're going to bench test it and see if she leaks. So let's see. So here's my overflow. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Of course, I'm drawing a vacuum here. There are bubbles. Here's our tube. She's still drinking. Eventually the bubbles should stop and it should just hold. Will it stop? It doesn't seem to be overflowing. It's not taking any air anymore. Well, I feel good about trying it. But right now I gotta drain all this gas back into something. And I got a gas tank over there. Okay. Gas line's back on. Fuel is on. Moment of truth. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? So our bench test seemed good. But that... Oh, you bastard. Are you serious right now? Well, I don't know. Don't know what's going on. Okay, third time the carb's apart. And see this little speck That was down in there. But I don't know how that could have been down in there this whole time. This is what I keep polishing. You know, and that is what your needle seats up against. Hopefully third time's a charm. Good things happen in threes. We know that. Okay, I'm holding the float up. No gas is coming down. This is promising. It's going to leak on my arm if I let it down. So once it breaks the seal, it continues to flow. There should be no drips. That is continuing to drip. Okay. This is a PD62B. I have a couple spare carburetors here. A PD63A. A PD55A. And a PD64A. So I got to check Curdy's website. If I've got a 62 and mine's an 85 and that's a 63, is this an 86? And is this an 87? Well, that says 86. Let's see what Curdy's website says. Okay. That's the float out of my carb. I took the float and needle valve out of this other carb. Needle valve looked brand new. Like it had just been rebuilt. And I've put it in this to see if that maybe was the cause of this not seating. So we're filling and filling. I would have rather kept the float that came in this carburetor, but maybe there's a reason it's not floating. And if the float doesn't float, then it won't shut off the gas. And I'm not seeing any gas. Could it be? Could it be, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe it was just a bum float. Well, I'm going to put the airbox snorkel back on because I've left that off. But it's not leaking. All right, let's finish this up. Okay, so that's been sitting here the whole time. Fuel on. Doesn't drip to drop. there you have it. Way trickier than I thought it would be. Well, she runs nice. No drips. Very thankful. So that's it. If you want to know more about this guy, check out the video from when I brought it home, put it in the house for about a month. This is actually the first time I really rode it, and it was only a quick rip. It's getting pretty dark. So three times it took us to take that carburetor off and put it back on. We're pretty proficient at this point. Pretty happy. I put a new air filter in it, part of a carb kit, oil, because the gas had overflowed into the motor oil and I could smell it. So we changed the oil, and that concludes this video. Don't forget to check out my buddy Daniel P. Morris's Instagram page, Southern Offroad. He's got lots of great three-wheeler content. He's got 200Xs, he's got 350Xs, he's got 250Rs, he's got farm stuff, he's got everything you'd want. But reach out to him if you want to get some swag. He's got tumblers and hats and hoodies and stickers and all the thing. And I've still got to send him stickers. So Dan, I haven't forgot about you. But that's it for us and our 85 200X. Thanks for watching. This might be a video for tomorrow based on what time of day it is. We'll catch you then.